YouTube, I'm going to give you a quick update, as it's been asked for, on what my current project is. So I've been working on this for probably a good 6 to 9 months. I've owned it for just over a year or so. This is a very early LandRover StationWagon, which I've been restoring from pretty much the chassis up. So a bit of backstory on this truck, and sorry, it's an absolute mess in here, and I don't have a huge amount of room in this workshop. So what the go is, I picked this up as a complete truck. I picked this up as a complete truck from Timaru. A guy had a paddock full of Land Rovers, and he wanted to get rid of this one, so it was a good deal. It was complete, but it has been well used and a little bit untidy around the edges. So I'll talk about what I've done to it before we talk a little bit about the running gear. If I can see in here, that is a Nissan ED30 diesel. Common conversion in New Zealand and this part of the world. There is the ED30 and the ED33. I actually had a short wheelbase Land Rover that had the ED33 in it a couple of years. They are found in buses, small buses and trucks that were built back then, and they go for a long time. They're very common in Land Rovers, Land Rover conversions. It has got a Nissan 5-speed gearbox in it that's mated to the Land Rover transfer box in it through an adapter, which I've ended up having to rebuild the transfer case in it. So this is a long wheelbase StationWagon, which is exactly the model that I was looking for at the time. Something I've always wanted, because I can use the whole family with this. Completely stripped it down to the chassis, and I've built it back up from here. Pretty much the entire B pillar here in both sides I've had to completely rebuild, because these are, so the main steel components into the chassis, the subframe, the bulkhead, and these B pillars, and they were pretty well rotted out. The bulkhead on here I think has actually been replaced at some point in time. So that's been done. I've actually made completely new door skins for the rear here. We'll go take a look at what else I've got going on here. Did a fair amount of panel work in the rear tub, because there's a lot of dents, and there was also a great big dent where someone had reversed into it. The chassis was bent here at the back, which I had to bend back and fix some repair, and actually it was so bad in here, there is actually an aluminium welded repair in this section as well. One of the cool things about this truck, which makes it a little bit different, if we take a look at the tag, is this is model, or this is chassis number 383A. The prefix there is station wagons for the export market, right hand drive. So this is a very, very early 1961 2A truck, which is quite cool. Another area that I've had to do a lot of repair in is these, well, I call them the dog legs, and I've had to do on both sides, where the bottom of these, where they join, is basically rotted out. So you have your kind of your subframe here, your B pillar, and then your dog leg all attaches into one. And when I disassembled it, it all fell into 3 pieces. So I had to make a section here and fix up the bottom. Bottoms of the doors have also been repaired. The fronts weren't too bad, but the rear ones required a little bit of work, and so it's all just an epoxy primer. This is going to be the colour with a white roof on it. So this is a really, really fun project so far, and it's going to be a constantly evolving one. This is probably going to be something I'm going to own for quite a while, because it's something that I can use with all the family. Had to take a little bit of slop out of the gearbox linkage, because that's an aftermarket bit, and like I said, I had to rebuild the transfer case. So if I go into my other shed, I might show you a few other things that I'm working on. So lighting's not great in here, but if we look on the trestle, This is a door skin for the front doors of your LandRover series. Short wheelbase and long, they're both the same. Other than front forward control, which is a different story. So as I said before, I tried buying replacement door skins for the rears and actually did it for the barn door of the truck. But they were just way too expensive to try and import from the UK. And since they're really quite simple shapes that even in newbie like me can deal with, I decided to make them from scratch. And so after doing the rears, making a set for myself, kind of put it out there on some of the Facebook groups of some other people interested, and I've actually been surprised at how interested it is. I've probably made 20 different doors, 20 skins of front doors, plus a whole lot of barn doors for people over the last 6 months, and still have people inquiring. I actually sent some to Australia a couple of months ago. So this one's out here. I actually mucked up the dimensions on this one, so it's one that I didn't end up selling, but I will, and you'll see how I've radiused. So this is a match to the contour in the original ones, and I'm actually going to be making my last set for a little while because I'm going to run out of time doing it in comparison to some of my own projects. So you can expect a how-to video on how I make one of these skins from a flat sheet of panel using just hand tools and some tools that I've developed here in my shed. So I've got, and honestly it is pretty easy, I've got a handmade bender which I put onto my panel stand. I've got a pipe handle here which matches the radius that you need, shrinker stretcher to tidy up the edges, and then my shorter pan box folder to do the short edges on it, and then some dies that I got cut that gives me this profile, which I'll show you as well. So it's actually been quite fun to do these, and then also to kind of give back to the community, I suppose, since these are going on to restore a whole bunch of other LandRovers that are out there. So expect that in a future video if I have time. I might make it a bit longer, put the GoPro on my head, and then just kind of talk through the process to do these, because I make about half a dozen of them in one go. It just makes a lot more sense to do it in a semi-production environment rather than one at a time. And I've kind of changed how I do it over the time to make it a bit easier, a bit more effective, and to get a bit of a better outcome in the end. Ideally, I will also show you how you can put one of these skins on a frame, because what I'm actually doing at the moment, and was always my intention, is I am doing exchange doors for people. So I'm getting sent a door that needs fixing, needs replacement. You can see these ones are very rusty in the bottom. So I'm fixing all the rot out of the doors, getting the frame back good, straight, without any cracks, and then skinning it with one of my panels, where usually I'm just selling these panels and people have to sort it out themselves. But it's not terribly difficult with these things. These are really, really basic door skins. So that's the other thing I've got going on for a little while. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to do much of a YouTube channel series at the moment. I will try and update a bit of information that I find helpful, because kind of out there is a building site, so I'm going to be losing these garages in the near future. But that's what I'm up to. Some other things that I got going on is I still have that Austin, which I had from years back. That's currently sitting in my warehouse. I've got my GT Corolla, which is sitting in storage. That was kind of my first ever car. I'm currently in the process of buying some other projects, and I now have my jet boat as well, which is a lot of fun, and I hope to actually do a lot more filming on that. So it's actually nice to have something which isn't a project and I can go out and enjoy. So that's where we are. Hope you like this. Give me a thumbs up, comments, all welcome. Thank you everyone. Bye.